Need to bring hot sauce to Mexico because that pussy is spicy.
Caliente is.
I wonder if everyone will get that joke, but I did.
Yeah, that hot sauce thing. Oh, what was that thing that she posted during the election that was like so lame? Where she is like, just chilling in Cedar Rapids, like on her like Instagram account. It's the fellow kids trend among politicians is so fucking funny. When they'll like Beto will like post a picture of himself like skateboarding, and Ted Cruz will be like, just because I'm a fat weirdo doesn't mean that I'm not marginally better than the rest of Congress at basketball. And it's like, wow, good job, Ted. You're cool. You're really, you and Beto, just the pinnacles of coolness down there.
Beto's apparently good at social media. I see lots of compliments for his live streams and stuff. He gets it right. AOC gave lessons. And one of her lessons was what you just gave out. She's like, use your own authentic voice. You know, if you wouldn't say these things in real life, don't try to be something you're not.
There was one with like Kristen Gillibrand or Gillibrand, whatever it is, like trying to do that, like, oh, we're just organically cooking at my house kind of thing. And she was wearing an apron, and everybody immediately called her on that, like, there's still a crease in that apron. Whatever handler bought that for you this morning didn't even iron it. And then had her with like just like a normal sized frying pan and a piece of fish this big that she had like set most of it in there and then was sawing off the rest. You know how chefs do, how people who cook all the time do. Like
Beto was using Facebook Live, I guess effectively. I didn't watch him when he was running for Senate in his losing campaign, and then Ted Cruz gave it a go. Yeah, and then Ted Cruz gave it a go, and like they couldn't figure out the audio. They're in like vertical mode, and like everything was wrong. And then when they went to fix it and put it in landscape mode, their image was just sideways for the stream.
Dude, that's just thing that I would love if Trump started an Instagram, because you know he's not letting any tech savvy people help him through the process. It'll just be like accidental uploads of like, how the fuck do, but it doesn't make any sense. I already unmuted it. You dumb
get Jared
bitch.
in here.
You just,
get Jared in here.
Get little Barrett in here. He's great with these kinds of things. Have you seen those photoshops of like Barron Trump? It's similar to the Trump's arms getting longer ever since he touched the orb meme.
Yeah.
Barron Trump is like an enormous. He's gonna be like 6'10" or something.
Yeah, he's huge.
A big kid. And it was like, it showed him like 2 years ago next to Trump, and then this year next to Trump, and he's like almost as like he's like probably 6 foot now. And then there was like except they changed it from like 2016 and 2018 like 13. And they made it like, instead of 2016 to 2019, they made like 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. By 2019, he's like his forearm is next to Trump's head. He's just hugely walking through the grain. They're like, something's going on with Barron Trump, and he's just 9.5 feet tall. Oh, those are fun.
I knew a 6'3" 12-year-old. I used to swim with him. Yeah, he was huge, and he swam in the like 11 and 12-year-old division, and they had to bring his birth certificate to every meet because they thought we were like stacking it with an 18-year-old.
Maybe there's some sort of a Spartan program we don't know about, and Barron is going to be the first initiate into the Space Force, and he's going to be like a Superman up there.
That's entirely within the realm of possibility.
Fighting communism and zero gravity MAGA style. Imagine
it's not
like
just
a space...
possible, it's probable.
He's got like a cool ass spacesuit that just says MAGA across the helm, and he's got space guns.
I like to think the top half of the helmet's red.
Of course, it's red. The whole suit's red.
It's the top half of the helmet. It's got to look like the hat.
Okay. We'll put a bill on his fucking spacesuit if you want.
I like where you're headed on this, and you need it for the sun.
He's gonna win again. There's gonna be like 15 fucking Democrats running.
He's not gonna win again.
There'll only be one Democrat towards the end.
Lay your bets.
It's so pointless. It's so pointless to speculate this early. Like we don't even know who the Democrats are running.
It's pointless it's pointless to think that anyone can beat Trump when there's gonna be 15 fucking Democrats, and most of them
that's a disadvantage. There were like 17 Republicans and they won.
That's like the inverse. Yeah, like last time it was like it's gonna be Hillary because fuck you, Bernie. DNC says.
Why is it that's why Trump won? But it won't be true that there whatever battle-hardened Democrat emerges. Go on.
Because the situation is you've got Trump, who's a little far right for some, but if you look at his policies, not really all that far right. if you really look at the policies,
okay,
these guys are going to go crazy left. There's literal socialists on the ticket. Sanders is running again. The 77-year-old Democratic socialist is going to run again.
77? Is that accurate?
I mean,
he was 78.
Make things up.
It could be. I don't know.
He's going to be pulling them far to the left. You've got literal socialists running, and then you got Mr. Biden, who's going to be in the middle, and he's going to be getting pulled over there to the left. They're going to make him look bad by association. I think that they're going to beat each other up so badly. Elizabeth Warren is going to run. I think they're going to hurt each other so much, and the whole time he's just going to be over there by himself, just racking up points. And
I still don't see how this isn't exactly what the gauntlet that Trump ran through and became perhaps a better candidate.
Yeah, it depends how they handle it,
because you had a Democratic process with essentially one candidate who was allowed to do their own thing, and then on the other side,
candidate turned out to suck. And then on the Republican side, Trump really had to earn his win by beating 16 other people.
Absolutely, yeah.
So now this time around, Trump will be the essentially one candidate who doesn't have to run against anybody serious, and the Democrat will be in the position of having to really earn their spot by beating.
Yeah, the incumbent definitely has an advantage, not only in like free travel dollars and advertising, he's just got a big leg up. But I think that they're going to be pulling each other so far to the left, it's going to turn off the people who they need to beat Donald Trump.
I think that once again, Bernie is going to be the groundswell where like the grassroots people are behind him. But the DNC already kind of showed last election that they don't care for Bernie. They don't want him. Like they don't like him there. So like if they subvert Bernie again and pick somebody else, that's going to be fucking bad. All the Bernie fans are they're gonna be rightfully pissed if again Bernie is the most popular, and they'll say like, oh, Hillary was more popular with this, that. It's like, I mean, look at their rallies. Look, Bernie was turning out enormous crowds of people,
but he didn't get more votes. He got fewer votes.
Yeah, but they do don't they? They do those superdelegate things.
But he got fewer votes from humans.
But the superdelegate thing was coming in early and skewing the results. People were
Hillary got more than Obama in 2008, I think.
Kyle brings up a good point, and I didn't want to. I love talking politics, but I think our fans don't always want it. But anyway, the point Kyle's making is that it looked like Hillary was winning by a lot because she had all the superdelegates right out of the gate, and people tend to get behind the winner. Right, it's easier to stay ahead than it is to take.
And
over.
If your chosen guy is like a lost cause, you're not going to go stand in line. They fucked him out of that. He was the more popular candidate. I think if you just had a fair election where they were like, all right, who wants to vote for this guy and who wants to vote for this gal, he'd have won. But that's not the situation.
The other thing is the Russians were pimping him. Like he had this huge online presence, and it turns out a lot of that comes from like Russian propaganda.
The Russians were pimping.
Yeah, they were. They literally were. This is not like a Woody thing. This is like.
No, I don't think it's a Woody thing. It's just like I don't think that Russia had an impact on Bernie not getting the nomination.
No, they had an impact on making him more popular than he otherwise would have been.
Oh, I don't any of that Russian shit. I don't think they really had an impact in bolstering his popularity artificially. Like he's hugely popular with young people. Like. I don't really think that like a few Facebook ads and some stuff is going to change what it was already organically,
right? Like,
I mean, it certainly wasn't the hundreds of millions that Hillary spent on Facebook ads and things like that, like or tens of millions, whatever. Like her online push machine was way stronger than his. Like Bernie or not, like he has grassroots support. Like he has a lot of people out there who love him. Like I agree with Kyle that like if they were totally fair, they would have ran him instead of her. Yeah, and they would have had a better chance of beating Trump if they ran him, I think.
And hey, I'm throwing my full support while I'm still allowed to vote behind Mr. Bernie Sanders. because he might set me free.
All felons can vote aside from Kyle Myers from Antonia, Georgia, because I don't care for guns.
Oh, he was like the less anti-gun time guy when he ran against Hillary. That was how he positioned himself. He says, I'm from a state where there are a lot of gun owners and I'm more pro-gun than you typically find in a Democrat. This time around, he's not going that way.
I'm a single issue voter, Woody. I don't care if he wants to
Legalizing marijuana is your single
I don't
issue?
care if he wants to take. I don't care if he wants to take
retroactive legalization is Kyle's only issue.
That would do the trick. That would do the trick for me. That's how it works. That's how it would work. So that's a big part of his thing. Is like anyone who's been convicted should be able to apply to have their shit expunged. So that single issue voter at this point.
Okay.
Very important to Kyle. I don't care about any of his other policies. If he wants to bankrupt the U.S. economy, if he wants to rename the United States to Russia 2.0, the Soviet Union, if he wants to take if he wants to take babies that are 1 year old and blow their brains out with some sort of a cattle prod gun because because the mother might have some sort of a mental instability if that child were allowed to live. Blow their fucking brains out. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Single issue voter over here. Absolutely. And I still stand by my point that if Trump were to legalize marijuana, it'd be a fucking landslide. He wouldn't even need to show up. He could just show up to the debate and be like, I'm legalizing pot. I think you know of the rest of my policies. Good day, sir. And just walk off the stage and he'd win.
Oh, that would be the best, because then everybody else would have to be like, I'm legalizing pot too. Me too. Me too. And then no matter what, you'd get legal pot until they get in there and they get taken in the back room with all the pharma execs and they get waterboarded for a bit. And then they come out like, we need opiates, guys. We need them.
You know what? I was just about to say, I wonder what the politics is behind non-legal pot. Like, why are we there? Right. I feel like in terms of supporting pot, like where you'd expect me to be, mid-40s, not a pot guy, I'm pretty pro-pot. If guys like me are like, you know what? Prosecuting pot is a lot worse for society than not prosecuting it. Who's for it? Or who's for illegalization? I'm saying it backwards.
Yeah.
Right? Who's still anti-pot? And I guess that's the answer, the donators.
I don't know anyone in my life, like even, the boomers I know, like anyone I've ever talked politics with who's staunchly anti-weed. Like, none. My conservative ass grandparents, not at all anymore. Like, it's just who's out there? Like, it's got to be some lobbying behind closed doors, because every person I talk to is like, yeah, I wouldn't do it personally, but yeah,
it's law enforcement. You don't need nearly as many cops.
The prison lobby.
Yeah. It's prison, it's law enforcement, and it's the things that marijuana competes with, the problems that it solves that are currently being solved by more harmful, more expensive products.
No doubt. Yeah.
Like alcohol.
Like alcohol. Well, even bigger than alcohol, there's the opiate problem. Are you drinking wine?
No.
It looked purple.
Jesus, Taylor, what's wrong with you? What kind of accusations are you throwing around?
You're right. I was foolish.
I only drink Tito's vodka. They should absolutely sponsor me. Just me.